What is Ligma?
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
The Daeyalt method is a low intensity, mostly AFK method to farm bosses in the God Wars dungeon. It involves AFK blood barraging minions outside the boss room, and then spam creating private instances with the accumulated KC. The melee minions are permanently aggressive if you don't have a Saradomin item equipped, so you don't need to reset aggro every 10 minutes, but you will need to reset your auto retaliate timer every 20 minutes. 20 minutes between clicks is much more AFK than gathering Daeyalt essence for rune crafting, but is similar in the sense that you are AFKing an untradeable resource to get much faster rates later on. For every 2 hours of AFK, you get 1 hour that can easily reach 60 kills per hour on the lower end and 75 kills per hour on the higher end. Even if you factor in the time spent gathering KC, the kills per hour is still comparable to private instances and is good considering you're AFK for the majority of the time instead. Here's the gear setup. Make sure you're on Ancients, autocast is set to Blood Barrage, and auto retaliate is on. Once that's in order, gear up and start heading over to the boss room. Once you teleport to Trollheim, drop the Ghommal's Hilt because you don't want to misclick the Hilt later on and teleport out with 4000 entry KC. The tile you AFK on is on the middle floor before the boss room, and you'll have to wait 10 minutes to deaggro the non-melee minions. While you're waiting for the 10 minutes to pass, set up your RuneLight plugins like this to have the best experience. Set Idle Notifier to 50 HP and combo eat if you have to. You can also make your own watchdog alerts, but feel free to import my presets down below, which will ping you every 5 HP below 50 and every 1 prayer below 15. Keep in mind that the occasional non-melee minions will get tagged by Blood Barrage, and has a very small chance of you dying if multiple are left alive and away from the pile, which Watchdog and Idle Notifier will warn you if you need to combo eat. Use stopwatch and timer to create a reminder every 19 minutes. Once the timer is up, it'll play a sound effect to remind you to click something on the screen, which will reset the auto retaliate timer. If you don't manually input something every 20 minutes, your character will stop auto-retaliating and you'll die without Blood Barrage out-healing the damage taken. I recommend clicking Imbued Heart because it gives both a DPS and defense boost, but also because it's a stagnant item on your screen. Make sure to turn these plugins off before you start killing the boss, or you'll be flooded with notifications while you're running around. You can use your own tiles, but feel free to import mine below, which includes the specific tile you KC on and the tiles you'll be using at Zilyana. To prioritize your left clicks properly, add these lines to custom menu swaps to attack Zilyana first and then Bree afterwards. Once the 10 minutes have passed, equip the Gothic Cape and Ancient Blessing, which will take off your Saradomin and Zamorak protection items. If done right, only melee minions should aggro onto you, and it's around 450 Saradomin KC per hour.
Didn't your mama teach you any manners? When you pay somebody a visit, you're supposed to knock on the front door. It's money!
Moving on to the actual boss fight, there's 2 main methods to kill Zilyana, a modified version of GeChallengeM's 5-tick method, or the freeze method. The method goes like this: open up a private instance, attack Zilyana, path north 1 tile, immediately path to the marked tile below it, attack again, manually path to the red tile, and then click the next tile, which you will also attack on. Normally, you can just run to the next marked tile, wait for your attack, and then run to the next tile to repeat the pattern. However, there are 2 exceptions to this in the southeast and northwest corner of the room, where you have to manually path to the red tile and then click to the next tile. If you don't do this, Zilyana will melee you. If you ever fall out of cycle, which Zilyana will let you know, here's how to get back in. Skip over the upcoming tile and go to the next one, attack Zilyana, and then wait. Once Zilyana's true tile completely passes over to the tile that you skipped an attack on, click to move to the next marked tile, attack her, and then immediately move to the next tile. Remember how this looks because this is the tick you need to click to move to the next tile, and works on all of the tiles you attack on. Unless you have an ult to cast Spec Transfer to restore your run energy, you will have to eat purple sweets because you won't regen fast enough if you're running in and out for faster kills. The freeze method is less kills per hour, but is better for players with unstable internets since you're less likely to be comboed out by Zilyana if you lag. Make sure your Kodai is set to Ice Barrage before you enter the boss room because the attack pattern is identical to the 5-tick method except you're auto-casting Ice Barrage until Zilyana is frozen. Regardless of which method you choose to do, you have time to throw 1 more Blood Barrage onto Bree before the loot spawns. If the loot isn't a unique or supply drop, leave the boss room using the altar and get ready to create another private instance. Use Blood Barrage on the grouped up minions outside the room if you're not full HP. As a final tip and warning while doing this method, do not ever greed for kills in any instance. If you don't have at least 2 combo eats, put on the Ancient Blessing, sip a Sanfew, and go bank it next after blood barraging nearby minions to max health. Go get more combo eats before you lose 3000 entry KC because you got chipped out by the minions, or you misclick and get stacked out because you were camping low HP without food.
What is Ligma?